Every man says it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, she's a gold dry. The interest is up and the stock market's down.
So you're going to start with 2 food grade 5-gallon buckets. One, you're not going to do anything to. See, it's just a normal bucket. And of course, you're going to have a lid with that you're not going to drill a hole in. What you're going to do is you're going to take that paddle drill and you're going to drill a hole right in the center of that. And then the same in the bottom of the other bucket. Assembly A. Now this is kind of a pain in the butt. If you could see the line that I already have in there, I just pressed it down against the sidewalk and just kept kind of turning it, you know, making sure it wasn't cutting towards me, but it's so thick. The thick ones are the ones you want. Alright, it's not the cleanest cut. I couldn't find a rubber washer with a larger hole in the center, so. Alright, this is a 3/8 1 foot threaded bar. Now, if you look, okay, I have the wing nut. That's a castle nut. Now, you really only want something so you see the prongs on the bottom of the castle nut to just sit inside. It's going to act as kind of a strainer, okay? And then you're going to go with a 2-inch fender washer with the rubber gasket underneath. You're going to take the first bucket, all right, because you're going to want to shave with the utility knife as much of this lip off as you can, because we're going to place a seal around here. So what we're going to do is just drop that straight through, just like that. There you have it. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. All right. Then we get that centered. We're going to put a rubber washer there, a gasket, and then we're going to take the lid with the hole in it, and we're going to turn it face up because the lid is going to snap on the top of that. So just go like that. Okay, from here you just take this carbon wrap filter. You get 2 of these from Menards for about $7, like $6.95. So we're just going to drop this right over the top. All right, assembly B. This is just nothing more than a cap. So you're just going to have, again, the large rubber washer, a 2-inch fender bolt, an 1.5-inch rubber washer, and an 1.5-inch fender washer. Just going to put that. I'm going to have to grab this from the bottom because it's a real pain in the butt. See that? We're just going to drop that right over the top. And then we're going to take this last wing nut just so you can put it on a few threads. These had the nylon inserts, so they were a real pain in the butt to get on it first, but there we go. So assembly B, that's all it is. Just a 2-inch rubber washer, a 2-inch fender washer, then an 1.5-inch rubber washer, and an 1.5-inch fender washer, then a wing nut. Now right between here we have that rubber seal in there, if you can see that. All right, there may be a little bit of seepage and there are a couple of drops. I've already used this one time, but for the sake of the video I wanted to take everything apart and put it back together so you can see how everything fits. So what we're going to do, assembly A, everything's ready to go. So you're just going to sit this right in there like that. Now, once you have everything together, the manufacturer recommends that you run a few gallons through the filter to flush it. I don't know if that has any sort of health concerns if you don't, so I'm just going to top it off with the garden hose. We're going to let it run and fill up, and then. All right, I topped it off. Got some debris in there. We had a little gust of wind, but got it nice and level. It's doing its thing. I'm going to time this and see how long it takes to get 5 gallons through that filter. All right, 30 minutes exactly has gone by. As you can see, we still have about maybe 2 inches of water in the bottom of that bucket. And I noticed it's starting to drip over now that carbon filter is taking up some space. So because of that, we're not going to get that water to go through that filter. In the description below, I'm going to show you the link to the video that I redid. This guy, he mislabeled parts and never really ran anything through it. All right, what we're going to do, I'm just going to fill this up with the rainwater. As you can see, it's nice and tasty greenish and cloudy. I'm only going to scoop up about a cup out of this to purify it. All right, it's drained into the bottom. There's going to be a little bit of standing water inside. What we're going to do is just lift this up and just sit this over the get out of the inside. Now, the Center of Disease Control recommends that at sea level, that you bring this water to a rolling boil for a full minute. Unless you're at a higher elevation, then you're going to want to go 2 to 3 minutes. So what I'm going to do is take this in, we're going to boil it and let it cool. I'm going to drink it now. Really, I mean, it's pretty clear. It doesn't really, you can see that. Nice and beautiful and clear. It doesn't have that cloud. That's what a rolling boil looks like. We're down to about the last 10 seconds. Another thing I wanted to add for that system is it would have been, it's more of a convenience to have some sort of like a tap near the bottom of the bottom bucket. Would have had the special order one. I couldn't find one at Menards, and it would have just put the timing of this video out just to have to wait for the mail or whatever. So in a grid down situation, you're already going to be inconvenienced. So just be grateful that you have a way to purify rainwater. Well, it's nice and clear. Drum roll. Not tasting as much of that filter this time as I did the first time I gave it a test run. And again, you don't know that it works until you've tried it yourself. And I'd say that this is a pretty solid system for under 30 bucks. You can't beat it. Go ahead and give it a shot.